everyone. So this is my first live stream. I'm just testing this out and it's taken a little bit to get it going, so hopefully everything's okay. I'm just gonna set up here and try to see if I can pull up the chat somehow. So just bear with me a second. And then maybe I'll try to get this camera out a little bit so we can see a bit more of my notebook. I had it zoomed out a bit, but the video is zooming in. So let's see if we can fix this. So I'm just gonna see about pulling up the chat here so I can see if anybody posts anything. I haven't done a live before, and I've been thinking about it, and I've had this sketchbook that I finished, and I just wanted to, I thought maybe it'd be easier to do a video and just do a live stream so that I can share my sketchbook, because I have had it finished for a few months now, just I think since July, so it hasn't been too long, but I've had this in the back of my mind, and it's been a busy summer and I've been wanting to get to this sketchbook, so hopefully this is a little bit easier to do a live stream. I think it'd be fun too. I've been renovating my art space. I have a room in my basement, and so I worked on that over the past few months, and I have a new desk and I have more space to work, and so maybe we could do some more live streams in the future, and maybe do some paint-alongs or something like that. So I'm hoping to do more of this format too, so hopefully this works, but yeah, so we'll give it a go and take a look at maybe just my sketchbook here. So I have the Strathmore Watercolor Travel Journal. I've been using this one for my last 3 or so sketchbooks. I was using Pentalic before, and they stopped making the book that I like, and I haven't really found, at least in Canada, it's hard to find Pentalic, and I really liked them. So for now I've been using Strathmore, and I do like Strathmore as well. They're pretty good. So yeah, it's 100% cotton, that's what I like. So my sketchbook, I've been adding some labels. So this one is from December until July. So I did finish this, and so I just want to share with you the drawings that I've done. We'll do a flip through. So it started with birds in December. So I was doing a challenge where there was birds every single day for the month of December, and I came in the middle of the challenge, which I didn't know about it until after it had started. So I jumped in, and these are some of my birds. I think, honestly, I have to say, the sketches in this book are probably some of my favorites that I've done. Even recently, I really love what I did in this book, and I feel like maybe my new book isn't as good, but yeah, so we'll take a look. So I did the bee eater, and I just thought this was really pretty with the backgrounds. I was trying to be a little bit more loose with the color, and I really was happy with the way my Lamy pen bled the ink here. That is the Noodler's ink, actually, so it bled, and I thought that was really cool. I tried to do that effect later on, and you can see it didn't happen the same way. So here's another bird. I did the bullfinch. And so I tried to keep up with this even though I came in at the end. This is the coal tit, and this is one of my favorites. I think this was my mom's favorite too. And then the banded cotinga, which I find that with bird challenges, it's really exciting because you learn about birds that you didn't know about. And this one I definitely did not know about. So I have the rufous-tailed jacamar, and this guy kind of looks like a hummingbird. And so I got into my metallic inks. I have the Winsor & Newton gold calligraphy ink, I guess, or that's not actually what it's called, but it's like you can use it for calligraphy and stuff. So I put a little bit of that on him, and I thought that was really fun. And then for New Year's Day, and this was during lockdown, during COVID, so we couldn't do a lot. So my mom and I went to our local conservation area and we went for a walk. It was really nice on New Year's Day. Normally it's really cold and there's snow. I live in Canada. It's usually pretty cold, but it was really nice that day. And so we went for a walk and we fed the chickadees, and this was one of the happiest moments for me. Just feeding the chickadees was so much fun. Um, yeah, so I wanted to document that, and I drew this picture here, and the little chickadees were coming in and out. I got a really cool video too that I put on my Instagram of the chickadees flying in, and I did a slow-mo with my phone. It was really neat. So this was a spread I did. So my niece came and spent the weekend with me, and we had kind of a girls' weekend. And so this was kind of an outline, kind of like a map of what we did that weekend. So we went shopping and got some munchies, and we bought a Lego set. She really likes Harry Potter, and so do I. So we built the Hagrid's hut, which is really cute, and I still have this up on my coffee table. She did most of the building, and I was very proud of her. She did really good, and we had so much fun doing that. And then we had some Starbursts and Jolly Ranchers. That was some of our candy we got. And then my niece is pretty funny. So she likes American Horror Story. I don't normally watch shows like that, but she wanted to watch it. So I indulged and I watched a little bit. And it was kind of funny because I don't know if you've never seen it or not, but it's a weird kind of horror show. And I got just into it because I was excited or anxious to see what happened next in the show. I didn't really like what was happening and all the gore and whatever and violence, I guess, or whatever. But I did get interested just to see what was going to happen next, and I actually had to stop myself because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't like watching it, but I was curious about what would happen. So it was pretty funny, but yeah. So there was this part where he says, "Here, piggy, piggy," and so I thought I would draw that to remember doing that show or watching that show with her. And then I got some turnips in Animal Crossing. At the time I was playing quite a bit, so I drew that as well. So at this point, this is in February, so my grandmother, who lives with me, she fell and broke her hip, so she had to go to the hospital, and going during COVID is just pretty crazy. Thankfully, our healthcare here where I live is fantastic, and all the healthcare workers are just amazing, and they were completely incredible and supportive during the whole journey that I went through with her. But it was quite a disruptive time for our family and a hard time. But we prevailed and got through it, and everything's good, and she's mended, so, and doing well. But anyway, so I thought I would document some of that because that was a big part of my life for a solid month and a half. And she was in the hospital for over a month, recuperating, and so doing kind of back and forth with that. So this is, anyways, I'll get into the pictures and talk about that as I go. But this is my grandmother, and she had a little bear. She'd tuck it in the front of her pajama shirt because my grandfather gave it to her for her birthday, and so she called it Carl Jr. Well, the nurses nicknamed him that, and because that's my grandpa's name. So my grandpa wasn't able to go during COVID. She was able to have one visitor, and so I was the designated care partner, and that meant I could thankfully come and go as much as I wanted to. And visitors at the hospital at the time had restrictions. They had visiting hours and very specific things, but they had this new program, the Care Partner program. So I was able to actually go, and I took the program, and then I was given designated privileges where I was allowed to come and visit her. So I would spend 12, 13-hour days with her, and it was so amazing that I had that opportunity, but it was exhausting. And so I was the point person for the rest of the family. So I brought that gift to her, and she took it everywhere with her, and he was quite famous in the hospital among the nurses and the staff by the time we left. It was pretty funny. So this is just a moment I captured. I was in the washroom, and I had hung my backpack on the back of the door. I was so tired, and I just remember having this quiet moment where I could take my mask off because I was in the washroom, and I remember that settled spot. So that was something I documented. And then this is a look at my badge and my alarm system button thing they gave me that I had when I was at the hospital with her. And at the same time, more birds. This was not part of this challenge, but we had a crow. I don't know, crows were just prevalent. I kept seeing them and hearing about them, and they're my grandma's favorite animal and or a favorite bird. So I drew a crow, just a random picture of a crow, which I love how this turned out. I was really happy with just the colors and that it felt looser in the drawing. I was really happy with that. And here's another bird. So this is a cardinal, which is my grandma's other favorite bird. I guess she has two. But those are her two favorites. And then I drew this little chick for Easter. And my sister and I went back to the same conservation area in April. We went for a walk and we saw wild turkeys on the trail, which was pretty cool. They kind of freaked her out, which was kind of funny, but we survived. They did not attack us, I'm happy to say, but they were really cool to see. So I drew this guy walking across the path. This was the gravel path here, and he was walking over into the other side of the pathway. They didn't seem too fazed by us, that was for sure. And another bird, drawing this happened, my sister and I were out at Starbucks, and when I came out, there was an injured bird in the bushes by the parking lot. And so this woman asked if we would take him to the animal sanctuary. They have one close by. It's about 40 minutes from where we were at the time. And they help recuperate animals and reintroduce them to the wild. So we picked up this bird and we took him. Our day was totally disrupted by this, but we had an adventure doing it. So I took a picture of this little guy in the box. We got a box at a local business and put some paper towel in it, and we took this little bird. And hopefully he's mended, and I'm sure he's way rehabilitated by now, but I found out he was a brown creeper, and I didn't even know about that type of bird. And so he was really interesting to meet and learn about. And then here I drew one of my favorite chocolate bars. I have lots. I can't just choose one, but this was one. At the time, I was loving Twix bars, and I was eating them all the time. And so I really love the way this came out. It was challenging to paint the gold wrapper where it would look metallic, I guess. And so I really just concentrated on painting exactly what I saw. And I did this from an actual chocolate bar. I didn't take a picture. So that was good practice too, I think. And I was very tempted to finish it so I could eat the chocolate bar when I was done. That was my reward, I guess. But I like the way the colors came in, and I just love the balance of everything. And so I have this as a sticker in my Etsy shop as well. So this page here goes together. I'm sorry I can't show everything. My camera's not pulled out too much, but so we went for the afternoon to a local park that had a chip truck, and we got our lunch. And so I got fish and chips. And so this picture actually grew a bit of wings for me, I guess. It got kind of viral locally on our local Facebook group for the town we were in. My mom posted it and she didn't tell me. And then all of a sudden I got a whole bunch of comments and people saying very nice things. And the owner was really excited about this portrait and asked if he could have a copy. So I made him a copy. I had never had anyone really ask like that before, so it was really exciting. And he gave us a free lunch, and I got a lot of social attention out of it, which helped introduce me actually to some local followers. And so I was really excited about that. It was it was unexpected. I was just journaling my day, and it happened to be this really cool surprise. So that was really fun. And man, the fish and chips here are amazing. They're so yummy. So more birds. This is for bird day. I guess there's a theme. There seems to be a lot of birds in this book, which is not a bad thing because I do like birds. But this is my favorite bird, the American goldfinch. So that's what I painted. And then here I have my chef's plate order. We were doing some food kits during COVID. It was just trying to shake things up and come up with new ideas because at this point, like, we're still in lockdown and we're not going to restaurants or anything. And so everything is made at home and you get sick of the same recipes that you know. So it was nice kind of experimenting and doing the food kits, which I really liked HelloFresh. I did HelloFresh and Chef's Plate, and I really liked HelloFresh the best. But this was some of the ingredients. We got some vegetables and corn from that. And this is probably my favorite page or my favorite illustration. My sister brought her little puppy over, Ellie, and so she came for a morning visit, and I got to paint her. And I always find it really intimidating painting pets because they all have a very specific look and you recognize them. And so it's kind of like when you paint, you want it to look like the pet. And so I felt like that this kind of looked like her when, but I was nervous about it, but it turned out okay. So decor painter, yes, absolutely. Let me grab them. I'll show them to you actually. I made my own palette, and I've used my own palette. I think almost since I began painting. I got a student palette at the beginning, and then I found my colors that were my favorite immediately, and I've been using this pretty much for maybe 3 years now. So I think this holds about 20 or so paints. So this is my messy palette. I never clean it because I always seem to use the same mixtures. But this is a look at my card that has all my swatch colors on it. So mostly I use core watercolors, which are my favorite. And then I have a few Winsor & Newton colors as well. Indigo is a Winsor & Newton color. And then as I've gone through, I've picked up some random ones. So I have this leaf green and opera by Holbein. I don't use them very much, so this lasts on my palette quite a while. And then I have some, these two are Daniel Smith. So this is Moon Glow and this is Interference Blue. Sometimes I like to do this on, if I have like birds that have iridescent kind of feathers or something, that's a nice topper. I've heard people use, or someone has told me that they use the Moon Glow as a shadow color, which is pretty cool. And I've read that someone used this one, the Interference Blue, for clouds. I haven't tried that yet, but yeah, I thought that would be pretty too. Just anything that's white, this looks really nice on, especially. But yeah, those are my colors. It's always a mess, and I would like it to be clean, but it's very handy when you have colors that you mix a lot and they're just there, and I just keep mixing the same colors and making more if I run out. So anyways, back to this. So here I did, gosh, I had a lot of birds in here. So here's a hummingbird. We have hummingbird feeders at the house. My grandparents love the hummingbirds. And so this is one on the back step, and it's coming to the feeder. And they're really cute. They really aren't afraid of us. So they'll sit in the tree or they'll sit at the feeder. And if we come too close, of course, they fly away. But it's pretty neat to watch them. So this one was a seagull. My sister took a picture. She was at the restaurant, and the seagull landed on her car, and so it was just a funny little picture, and so I scooped it from her and I drew it and surprised her. I thought it was pretty cute. So back from the other picture where I painted the food truck, back here, another local food truck asked if I would paint their food truck also. So we went and captured a picture there, and they were also at a park on the water, which was really nice. So I got to paint their truck also. And then here I was at my mom's, and my sister had her dog there, and Bailey, and she's so cute. And this picture is so funny because I think she looks super long, and I didn't realize when I was drawing her, and then I got done and I was like, wait a minute, that dog looks really stretched. But I think she turned out okay. She kind of looks like Bailey. I'm working on my pet pictures. It still intimidates me drawing pets, especially when I know them, because I can really see if they look, or I guess I'm super hard on myself just because I'm worried that they're not going to look the same as the pet, but this kind of looks like Bailey. So yeah, I was happy with it. And then some more stuff from my day. Bailey and I shared some cheese nips together that day, and we had some bumblebees coming out around, so I decided to paint one of those also. With this one, I was trying some different techniques. I was really inspired by the gold paints, and I have some fine tech gold paints, so I have some different shades of gold. And so I thought it would be fun to do some ornamental photos and just kind of test them out and see if I could do something different with my drawings or integrate them somehow. This took a little bit of time to do the extra details and stuff, and I wasn't sure. I was really cautious on how I added them. I didn't want to wreck my drawing or anything. So it was a lot of extra work, so I haven't done this since, but it was fun to try and kind of test some stuff. I really liked the way this one turned out. I love these colors with the gold. I thought that was really nice. I think my only concern, or the only thing I don't like about gold paint, is that when you look at it directly, there's a lot of reflection, and so it's hard to look at, even in real life too, it's hard to look at and see the entire picture. You always get a little bit of reflection and a little bit of the pigment and at different angles. So it makes it a little complicated. So here I wanted to draw some Tim Hortons. I have a drawing I did a couple years ago of a Timmy's cup, a coffee cup. And so it's a sticker in my Etsy shop, and Tim Hortons is very popular in Canada, and so that's probably my most popular sticker. So I wanted to do some more Tim Hortons stuff. So I wanted to do some Timbits. So I went and got some source material. We went to Tim Hortons and I got a box of Timbits and painted those. So I plan on making this a sticker in my Etsy shop also coming up. So I think that'll be really fun too. I love the colors and the way this turned out. It was challenging to paint the white and do shadows that were interesting but not, but still have it look like white box. So that's always a fun challenge. So these were some other things from my week there. I did some peanut butter bites, just kind of health snacks or something. So they were really super yummy. I need to make some more of those actually. And then we did some treat jars. So my sister asked me to use my Cricut and put on a label on a treat jar for her dog Ellie. So I did one up for my neighbor as well, and he has a boy dog, so I did his in blue, and I did Ashley's dog in pink. And these turned out really cute, so I wanted to capture that also. Oh, you're from Ontario? So am I. Whereabouts in Ontario are you from? So you totally get the Tim Hortons reference. So for this one here, I was cooking, and I always find when I cook, I buy way too much honey, and so I got this at the dollar store actually, which was awesome, and it was a tiny little jar, and I thought it was really cute, so I decided to paint that also. And then we picked up some air tags. My mom and I were planning to travel at this point, and so we wanted to put them in our luggage and stuff and track our luggage, which was really awesome because when we got to the airport, we knew when our luggage was on the conveyor belt because we could see the location of our luggage in the air tag because of the air tag on our phone. So I knew when it was on the plane and I knew when it was in the airport, which was cool. Oh, you're from London. I'm near Kingston, actually. That's awesome. So here I drew Peter Rabbit. My mom was going on and on about Peter Rabbit. The movie got delayed because of COVID, and so that was like her thing. She talked about going before COVID even happened, and so we had a movie night. So when it did come out finally in July, we did kind of a movie night, and we got popcorn and all the treats that we would have at the movies. And she came over, and we had a girls' night and watched Peter Rabbit. It was really fun. So I thought I would draw him. And then my sister came up with this recipe, and it's really good. It seems kind of weird, but it's actually amazing. So you get waffles, the ones that they kind of have like a sugar to them already. Maybe they're baked in syrup or something. And then we do a chicken breast with, like a breaded chicken breast with, I do buffalo hot sauce and then cream cheese or blue cheese on top. And you make a sandwich, and it's super, super yummy. Which it's really weird, and the first time she gave it to me, I was very skeptical, but I make them quite a bit now. And so with this picture, this is my cat, and so she found, upstairs we have a desk chair in the spare room, and so she's been hanging out there lately. That's her new hangout or hiding spot. So I captured a picture of her, and again, I was super happy because this actually looks like Sabrina, so I was happy that it turned out okay, and that was really fun to paint also. And so here, I randomly saw a video on YouTube about Tamagotchis, and then I got thinking about it and remembering that I had some that were original. I didn't find my originals, but I did find one that was like a second version, second gen or something, in a drawer. So I pulled this out and I went through this Tamagotchi phase where for about a month in July, and it was pretty fun getting this guy started up. And he was like, there was a Tamagotchi already hatched and he was like a teenager or something, so it was really cute playing with that again. And yeah, so I ended up buying a new Tamagotchi, the new generation, which is a lot more work, and I ended up pulling the batteries out of it because, yeah, I was way too busy for that, but I thought I'd draw it anyways. I thought that was really cute, and this is my little Tamagotchi baby here. So that's a look at my sketchbook. So right now I'm working on my next one, and I have a few pages. I'll actually grab that and show just a quick preview. So I've been posting everything on Instagram. So I started this in July also. So we'll just take a quick look. I don't have too many pages in here, but I did do painting the bunnies that are visiting our yard. We have a lot of bunnies this summer, which is really cute. And we had Theodore Tugboat come to our local marina. He was kind of doing a tour, which was really neat. And so usually he's stationed, I think, at Nova Scotia, and they were bringing him into, I think he was going to dock in Hamilton. And they were putting sensors in him to measure the water temperature, and he does all this cool stuff. So it was really cute getting to see him there. We went and took some pictures. Then I did the Avian August challenge, and so this was the first year for Avian August, and I did every single bird, and I decided to, oh, thank you so much. I decided to do it all on one page and do mini birds. And so it was really challenging because by the time I got to the end, I really wanted to make my birds bigger and put more detail into them. But it was nice to do it this way too because it was not intimidating. So if I didn't have a lot of time, some days I could do a quick drawing and it wouldn't take up too much time because it's small, but I always ended up spending way more time on it than I ever planned on as I started. When we went out west this summer to visit my sister, this was just a quick shot of walking back from shopping with Mom, and so this is just a street view. I always find doing landscapes or whatever, stuff like this is a little bit more challenging, but it's fun to paint them. And then my sister has this really cute cat, Tyler, and he's a black kitty, and so I thought it would be neat to do a silhouette with just a sketch and some loose watercolor, just to try a different technique. And this is him sitting at the front gate. He always sits at the front gate and looks out, and it's so cute. He actually can fit through the bars, and one day I caught him with his front paws out the front gate, and he's just hanging out looking down the street, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he is gonna run away. But it was super cute. So that's about where I'm at with the sketchbook. I've spent a lot of time on my birds in August, so I've been taking a little bit of a break, but I will get back to this really soon because I'm done the birds, so now I can move on to other things. So anyways, this is the tour. I hope you guys enjoy it, and hopefully the live stream all turned out okay, and maybe I can do this again. So if you've watched, thank you so much, and let me know in the comments what your favorite drawings are or anything you'd like to see or have questions about. Just let me know and I'll try to answer them. Thank you so much for watching.